1, 2, 3, well, 4. How many now?
What are you laughing at? What are you doing?
Done.
What's so funny?
Oh, I lost count now. Well, you showed me that video this morning about, people are freaking out for this fucking virus and stocking up on toilet paper.
Toilet paper, I know. Isn't that crazy?
Are you kidding me?
I'm not. I seen it. I was watching it on my phone this morning and it's like, that's just weird.
Well, hey, hold on. I think they should be stocking up on stuff like beans and rice and staples,
Water.
And, that kind of shit.
If you're
so that they have a reason to use the toilet paper.
I mean, if there isn't anything going in, there ain't nothing coming out, right?
It's like, okay, so I'm cutting these off, and I'm thinking, okay, well, 1 for 1.
1 for pee-pee.
Yeah. And 2 for poo.
Yeah, wow.
1 is fun, but you're gonna need 2.
Yeah, that's really putting yourself on rations there, isn't it?
Well, listen, if they're stocking up on all that toilet paper, eventually that stuff's gonna get flushed, and then they're gonna be fucked, because they're gonna be out of toilet paper because they didn't ration it.
Yeah.
Serious.
Well, so we are now on rations. Is that what you're trying to tell me? Like you're counting it out, doling it out.
Is fun. 2 for poo-poo.
Well, there are other alternatives than just toilet paper to, clean yourself up when you've just finished in the bathroom.
How many do you think you're gonna need? I'm just giving you your little rations. Okay, I lost
Is
count.
this per day? Is this how many I get per day, or just next? You're going to be the holder of the toilet paper squares, right?
Hey, listen.
Please, I gotta go. Give me 2.
There are places in Mexico that this is like paid for by the square.
Well, exactly. Usually they get a little bit more than 2 squares though for 5 pesos.
But there's a shortage now. There's a shortage in the world, and so
in the whole world. It's not just like
Hold on.
in one country.
I can't fucking believe
I
it.
wonder where that started, which country it originated.
Well, it's probably somebody that owns a paper factory.
A toilet paper roll maker.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, I know, right? How crazy is that?
How many rolls of toilet paper have you stocked up on? I mean, why toilet paper? Like, what's up with that?
Because I don't even think you get like the diarrhea or anything from that.
If nothing goes in, nothing comes out, right? So,
Well, anyways.
well, listen. Okay, when you're out of toilet paper, it's like, okay, now what the fuck am I gonna use? I'm out of toilet paper.
Oh, you lost one.
Oh, penalty, penalty. If you waste 2 squares, man, I'm telling you, there's gonna be a hefty fine.
I know, a hefty fine.
Whoa. She might need 2. Okay,
So let's talk about alternatives because, sooner or later, we're gonna run out of these. And if that's all we have and there's a shortage, what do you do?
Makes you really have to go before you use it.
Hold it.
Little
Hold
bit of
it
drip
as long
drop
as you
going
can
on.
hold it. Oh.
Oh, really? I'm serious. I'm like, okay, there are alternatives. Donna, what else? What would you use? What would you use? What would be the next thing that you use if you ran out of toilet paper?
I don't know, Kleenex. Kleenex.
Kleenex?
Right?
So next thing you know, there's going to be Kleenex box fights.
Oh, they're
I mean,
going to be bashing each other with Kleenex boxes.
Kleenex flying everywhere. Hey, but they're usually softer than toilet paper. Okay?
Yes, they
Quite
are.
a bit soft.
If you get the good stuff.
But don't use it on anything else because it stinks. Okay, just to let you know that toilet paper is better for that. Okay, so really, I mean, think about it.
And then after that, I know it would
After
be
Kleenex?
after Kleenex. Once where there's no more Kleenex to use, then I'd probably go with napkins. Yeah.
Napkins. Well, you got some over there?
Oh yeah, there it is.
There is. Okay.
Yeah, these are handy little buggers.
Check these out.
Well,
And they're bigger than a square.
I know, one
Look
of
at the
these is
comparison.
good for number one, right?
No, you could use a number 2 on that. Look at that.
Look
Look at the size of this.
That's actually 4 when you look at it.
Oh,
4.
now
4 big ones.
I am not gonna cut this into little squares. I mean, it's
I think
okay.
we're good.
I'll let
I
you
think-
have the whole.
Yeah, that's so sweet of you.
And listen, what are you gonna do when you have napkins are gone? When the napkins are gone, you have no more napkins, you have no more toilet paper,
And no more Kleenex.
no more paper towels, paper towels.
paper
are long
towels.
ones. Did we use the paper
I
towels?
don't think we didn't mention paper
Oh.
towels, but it'd be much like the napkin.
They would be bigger,
They'd be a little bigger, but you'd have to cut them in half.
kind of like man size.
Maybe even quarters, depending on, what your business is, right?
Hmm.
And then after that, I know, that's a big difference, Mom, look at,
I'm there, let me hold that up. Yeah, really.
I mean, really.
Napkins are way.
What would you
way
rather
better.
use, right? I'm just gonna skip the toilet paper and go straight to napkins. Look at how much more you got.
But I got all these prepared.
Oh, we'll go through that fast.
Well, those are good for just like Kleenexes, right?
Oh, right.
Oh, of course, yeah. All right,
Get
so now
enough
we've
file.
uh-oh. Now you've used the Kleenex and the toilet paper up, and you use the paper towels up, those little, oh shit, sometimes those
Pull
paper
apart.
towels, they pull apart,
Yeah.
you get pretty good usage out of that, but they're rough.
Yeah.
They're really.
Usually, well, the cheaper ones are really rough, more rougher.
Yeah.
Rougher.
Yeah.
Rougher.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so move on, what's next?
Well, listen, if you're out of all of those things, and there's no paper towels, no napkins, no Kleenex, no nothing, you can resort to washing it off. You can actually wash your ass.
I know, but
They do it in showers.
if that's okay if you're at home, but what are you gonna do if you're, at work?
You make sure you save a couple of these for those moments.
Right.
You've got to have a
So-
stash.
So these are more for home use.
Yeah, but you just
Yeah.
throw it in the wash machine. It's like Kleenex. Off it goes.
Macy's. Yeah.
I didn't blow my nose in here. I didn't wipe my ass with it. So I'm serious. It's like, why? Why would you go on a frenzy for buying toilet paper when there's all these alternatives?
And back in the olden days, they used catalogs.
Okay, listen. I've been over here sewing. Look at you guys. Listen. If you run out of toilet paper and everything else,
All else fails.
go into your wife's sewing gear, right? Get an old ratty
Or
old
go to a
pattern.
secondhand store and you can buy them used. I mean,
These things are like tissue, man.
they are tissue.
And if you get a dress that's for a large woman, you've got a lot of tissue. I mean, look,
I know, nice and soft. too.
actually, I think this is softer than the toilet paper.
Yeah.
Does it smell? Yeah, hey, listen, I got
It's a sleeve. I'm gonna wipe my butt with a sleeve, all right?
You wipe your butt with your sleeve, you're supposed to cough into your sleeve. Look at you guys, look at how big these are. I mean, and they're tissue, these are relatively soft.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she's not gonna probably sew it anyway, so you might as well just slide one out of her sewing box there and use it if all else fails.
And by the time she misses it, right, by the time she misses the pattern, she'll have forgot she even had it in there.
Well,
She'll
not
go,
if-
I lost a piece. Like, no problem, honey. Okay, so,
There are alternatives. Lay off buying all the goddamn toilet paper.
Like-
Basically,
give
You
it
know,
a break.
your ass only can you take so many wipes at a time.
And if you really need something, that there's
So many
so many other
alternatives.
things. And do you know how much you can get a pattern for at a secondhand shop? Like dirt cheap.
Like a quarter maybe.
Yeah, I mean, that's like a week's supply. And they're soft, like I said.
That's a good one.
It is a great one.
And then there's also, like, if you're really, really desperate, like maybe out in the woods somewhere and, you don't have any with you, if you're hunting or what are they doing this time of year? I don't know.
Leaves.
Looking for Easter eggs.
Leaves.
You can always use leaves.
Yeah.
Make sure they're not the dangerous kind. Or moss. That's what
Moss
they
is
used to
good.
do. Yeah, back in the olden days, they used to use moss. So, we're not you know, it's,
You're better off stocking up on staples like beans and rice, high
water.
protein things, you
Yeah.
know. The toilet paper, it just doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter.